Okay, so we've got this little PLB, old school, operates on 121.5 megahertz and also 243 megahertz. 121.5 is like a civilian emergency airband. 243 is the guard or like military band. So made in London, models BE549 or Sarbe 7. It's got your NSN number on there. Pretty basic really. Two terminals here, positive and negative. Two threaded holes in the bottom. That's for attaching a battery, so like a battery unit will go on the bottom and then your antenna goes on the top. There's an LED, well it's an LED there, should be green, and then you've got your on switch, off, on, off. This is a part for a tether to put your lanyard on there, or your leash, and then you've got a tethering point there, which is just a blanking screw that there. This here is a lift to test. It's got a Ministry of Defence record or on there. I've taken it apart quickly, but we're gonna take it apart. We'll take it apart now and have a look. Yeah, I don't believe there's any power in it. Okay, so off there. I bought this just for curiosity really. It was cheap. I think it's cool. I just like the way it's been built, and it's just, I just like things that are built that are like good quality. The way it's been built, it's decent. But it was around a £5 cheap, you know. I wouldn't spend a lot of money on something like this because it's pretty much useless. The old school, you know, it's been replaced with 406 megahertz now. So yeah, this switch, it's just got two magnets on there. It's got a ball bearing, probably a spring underneath there, and there's no there isn't any, you know, there isn't any penetrations through the casing itself, so that's why it is pretty much watertight. So I'll put this back on. There's no real need to take it off, but I thought as I'm doing just having a look at it, and I keep the switch works still. Yeah, there's like Teflon, it's like a Teflon sort of gaskets around these terminals. That's obviously to stop water ingress, but this LED part here, that's completely, looks like an epoxy or something in there. But I'll get this out. I'll try and get the circuit board out without breaking it. I have already got this out once. Like I say, if it breaks, I'm not really bothered. Bought it purely for curiosity. I don't want to put out too much because it doesn't have much in the way of taking it out. Okay, so look. So maybe the frequency can be changed. Yeah, bloody hell. Right, I'll tell you what. I will take these terminals out because that means I can take the whole I should be able to take the whole circuit board out. I did try adjusting it earlier on already, and yeah, it didn't seem to work, so a sec. In that case, maybe I can try this outside of the box. Thinking outside the box, what do you think? Yeah, I thought that I could adjust the frequency with, as you can see it, with this red bit here, but looking, I might be able to do it with this orange part. And that might be, well, maybe after I've done this to show you it working before I blow it up. Okay, so we want to get it in there. Okay. It doesn't really matter about the antenna because I don't want it to transmit anyway. Right, get this little bit in here. In fact, let's take that antenna off for now. Okay. Okay. Right, what I'll do is I'll put these two in for now just to keep it together. I'm not going to try and change the frequency on it because I tried it already, and it's quite fiddly, and if I keep playing with this I reckon I will break it. But this small little thing, anyway, yeah, so it's got like a little reed switch in there, like a magnetic. This is also like a magnetic switch, the antenna goes there. Here would be like a lanyard to pull out, like a emergency cord. Yeah, and that's about it. So antenna would go here, battery pack would go on there, runs on 12 volt DC, and yeah, we'll get some power on it and we'll see what happens. What we'll do first is I'm going to set this radio up. I'm going to set this radio up here. Yep, it's already on 121500. Cool. And then we'll stick it onto the off position. Make a bit of space. Because the connectors are quite close together, it's a little bit, you've got to be careful. Okay. I'm gonna put a 6. Well, I've checked it. 6 volt supply. 6 volt supply. I've just used a little battery charger. It's 6 volt or 12 volt, but I've put it onto the 6 volt just in case it might blow up after 12 volts. So yeah, it's about 7 volt. I've checked it with a multimeter. So we'll just check this now. I've got to be careful, I don't want them terminals touching. So this is the check. This is to check it works. Yeah, that works. And then you've got yeah, the antenna really is weak. And that's what it does. Okay, so that's that. So yeah, it works. All it does, it sends out a continuous beacon, distress beacon basically is all it is. So yeah, if you had this, you'd obviously, it says on it, antenna preferably used mounted on life jacket. On land, antenna may be plugged into beacon and placed in highest position, or beacon held aloft. And then you just got self-test, lift lever to test. If beacon RF power and battery reserve are good, then green lamp will flash. If lamp does not flash, then return beacon to depot for recheck. So this is old-fashioned now, no longer in use. They don't transmit on, they don't use these frequencies now, 121, 500 and 243. I think they're still monitored, but now you've got this. This is a radio with GPS built in. It's got a distress beacon built in this, and because it's got GPS, it uses the longitude and latitude of the internal GPS unit, and then obviously you lift this flap up, push this distress button, and then that will send out your longitude and latitude. And yeah, it's obviously a lot better than this, but I have looked up, and Sarbe, the company, is still going. They've got a new model now, which basically does 3 things. It transmits on 406 megahertz. It has GPS on it, and it also transmits on these frequencies, just for like a good measure, basically. And that's it. But like I say, I like it because I just think that although it's a small, it's quite well built, quite sturdy, quite robust. I believe it's watertight. It has a gasket in here, like a rubber gasket, and these are like Teflon, so they're like a Teflon gasket there. Although I've taken them out now, there might have been a bit of glue, but I'm not gonna test it. I'm not gonna put it in a bucket of water and see if it works still, because you know, there's no point. But yeah, that's it basically. That's the Sarbe 7. That might have saved someone's life once upon a time.